Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. Okay you guys, so today we're going to be talking about my Cartier wish list, but it's a wish list with a twist. I have other smaller things that I want to buy at Cartier this year, but I'm not mentioning them because I feel like they're really small. They're not really like a big deal. Like when I go traveling next time I can get them. I can even order them apparently from Selfridges, so I'll talk about that later. So we're only going to talk about the big, massive, holy grail unicorn pieces that I'm very interested in ordering from the brand. So yeah, I'm super excited because Cartier is my favorite luxury brand. Yes, I love it more than Chanel, than Louis Vuitton, than Big H. Cartier is actually my favorite brand. We don't talk about how Cartier is messy because they're not messy, okay? Cartier don't clap back at clients, there's no game, you can just go in there and buy anything you want. So without further ado, I have very few things on this list, and then we're going to talk about some Cartier bits and pieces, and then we're going to have a luxury hot topic session at the end. So like I said, there are very few things on the holy grail unicorn wish list, but I do have other smaller things that I am looking to buy from Cartier. I feel like you'll see those unboxings in the next couple of months for the smaller pieces, so I don't even really think it's worth mentioning them because I'm going to buy them, so it's just like whatever. Okay, so let's start off with the first piece, which is the Panth&e Cartier watch. This is a holy grail piece for me, which means it never leaves my holy grail list. It's just there. I don't feel any pressure to buy it. I'm interested in the one that is the medium size in gold. I'm interested in that. I also like the stainless steel one that's mixed with gold as well. I'm interested in that. I do like that one. I think that one's really, really nice. I think that one in the US is something like 8,000. I'll put all the prices on the screen. I think this is just such a beautiful, fun, elegant watch. I think this is absolutely stunning. I feel like this watch is like the other part of me. Like one part of me is like royal oak, Rolex, tons of ice, tons of diamonds, and then the other part of me is the watches like this. So like I said, the Panthere Cartier watch is always on my list. Many people love the Tank, many people love the Pasha, and I think that those are all iconic watches at the brand. But for me, the Panthere Cartier watch is just a super feminine, beautiful watch. I feel like it's great because it can go from day to night. You can wear it at work. Honestly, very few people will even know it's Cartier. I think you could honestly wear this to work in any setting, even if you work somewhere super, super corporate. I think it's completely fine. I think it's a very discreet watch. Yes, even the completely gold one I think is very discreet. It just depends on the way you wear it. I love the Roman numerals. I love everything about this watch, so it's always on my list. The next thing that I wanted to show you on my holy grail / unicorn Cartier wish list is this absolutely stunning bracelet from Cartier. Cartier, by the way, Cartier needs a rap name, okay? We have Big H, Big C, Big LV. What are we going to call Cartier? I love this bracelet. I think it's really, really beautiful. I remember when they released these thinner Panthere Cartier bracelets. I remember thinking, wow, these are going to be massive. They come in different finishes. You can get some of them have, diamonds, some of them don't. I think the ones with diamonds, of course, are absolutely stunning. They're the ones that I'm interested in. I feel like they would just look so, I feel like they just look really good on my wrist. I love big cats. I love cats, actually, to be honest with you. I think if you follow my personal Instagram, you'll see I posted like a video clip of my dog, Cairo, one of my dogs, and you guys were like responding like, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, he's cute and stuff, but I feel like I like my dogs, but I wouldn't say I like other people's dogs. No offense if you have dogs. I just like mine. But I feel like I'm a cat person. I love cats. I love feline animals, generally speaking. I love big cats, love cheetahs, leopards, panthers, obviously, to a lesser extent, lions. I just love them. I love the way they look. I feel like, I don't know, there's just so much about them that I love. Another thing that I love about the fact that the panther is the motif for Cartier is that big cats are a massive part of African culture. They have been part of our culture for centuries and centuries and centuries. Lots of different tribes people in different countries in Africa have lived symbiotically with big cats for centuries and centuries. And I just love everything about them. I think that they're actually a great symbol for Africa. And of course, you find cheetahs naturally in Tanzania. You find them naturally in Kenya. You find lions naturally here. I just love everything about big cats. So I love this bracelet, and I think it's just really beautiful. I can just literally just imagine it on my wrist. I love it. I think it's very pricey for what it is. So there was a period of time where I was hesitating when it pertained to this bracelet, whether I was going to add it to the Grail list. And the way my Grail list works is I'm under no pressure, because basically anything that's on the Holy Grail list is never going to be discontinued, generally speaking. I have a very specific Grail list. If you're interested, you let me know if you want me to film that video. That's different from a luxury wish list video, because it's at any given time. You know, I could buy it this year, I could decide on buying it next year, I could decide on buying it in 2 years. It's not necessarily a pressure-filled list. Whereas I feel like with luxury wish list, you try and stay true to that. I do think that this bracelet is pricey with the diamond option. I think it's very, very pricey. So again, you know, is it worth the money? Yes or no? I know I'm going to get people saying, why don't you just go to a jeweler, you know, in Tanzania, and tell them to make you something similar with the cat motif and the cat design? Yeah, you could do that. That's not really my personal style. Most of you who watch my videos, you know already what my style is and what I'm about. That's just not my style, and I'm not really interested in taking like an original design from Cartier and getting something that's inspired by that. I'd rather just have that design by Cartier, or just go to the jeweler and say, go make something for me, without showing them a Cartier reference or without showing them a Van Cleef & Arpels reference. And by the way, we're going to talk about PCA in a bit as well. So I'd rather just not do that. To be honest with you, I'd rather just go to the jeweler, even here, and just get, you know, a tennis bracelet made of diamonds and just call it a day. That's just me though. I know many people feel that way, and I think it's something that divides a lot of people in the Cartier community, because many people feel like Cartier's bracelets are overpriced. And I was looking at some of their like earrings, because there's some earrings I want to purchase, which I'm not going to mention in this video. I mean, yeah, definitely for the amount of gold that you get, they are overpriced. But as someone who literally, I'm wearing my Louis Vuitton Louisa earrings here. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm actually wearing them. As someone who loves costume jewelry, I love Louis Vuitton's costume jewelry. I love Chanel's costume jewelry. Cartier's fine jewelry doesn't seem like I'm missing out. It doesn't seem like I'm necessarily missing out on money or whatever. I love this brand, and I'm willing to put my hands up to say it is a brand. It's a branding thing. I love the whole you know, the jeweler to kings and queens thing. I love that. I love Louis Cartier's story. His origin story is crazy. I won't bore you guys. You can go read about him. He was a fascinating guy. I love the dedication that the Cartier brand has against like the counterfeit industry, honey. Cartier are thug life, okay? They're like Big H. Well, no, they're like even better than Big H, because Big H, you don't know what they're doing, but they're like Big C, honey, okay? They shut people down. The Love bracelet is the most Googled bracelet in the world. So I just love this brand, and I'm willing to put my hands up to say, yes, it is a brand, and I'm loving a brand. I get that, but I don't really care. I just love the brand. I love what they stand for. So I'd rather just buy their original designs. I don't want to go to a jeweler and get designs that aren't original. It's just how I feel. If you feel otherwise, that's fine. So I do love these Panther bracelets. I think they're just so pricey. They're really, really pricey for what they are. They're very thin. They're also very, very, very thin. I think that's something that's also worth noting. I feel like I need to move here a little bit, because I'll be adding in more pictures, and it's going to be hard to fit all of them there. But yeah, they're very, very, very thin, and I think that's something to note. The fact that they're very thin means that you are spending a lot, and they're quite thin. So that is something to note. There are those larger Panther bracelets. Personally, I feel like some of them are a bit too big, because I feel like for this amount of money, I would like to wear it as often as possible. So that is the Panther bracelet. I was about to call it the Panther Love bracelet, because I'm about to talk about the Love bracelet in a second. Now let's talk about the Love bracelet. Lots of people say it's basic. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. Okay, guess who's basic? If you say the Love bracelet's basic, you're the only person who's basic here, okay? Not Cartier and not anyone who likes a Love bracelet. Love bracelet is an iconic piece of jewelry. It doesn't need to be your cup of tea, but if I hear someone else say it's basic, I'm going to lose my mind. So of course, the one that I love, and by the way, there is a Love bracelet I want to buy, but I'm not mentioning it in this video because I just don't think it's like a big deal. It's quite a small bracelet. It doesn't have like massive specs or anything. I just want to mention the iced out, thugged out pieces in this video. So of course, I would like to mention these two right here. Of course, the very famous Pave Love bracelet. This is a Holy Grail piece. So meaning that, again, it's just always on my list. If I achieve it, I achieve it by God's grace, with a lot of hard work and with a lot of prayer. I will achieve this piece. It's very pricey. I believe in the EU. The white gold one is always more expensive. I believe in the EU, the yellow gold and rose gold, I believe it's 43,000 euros. If there's some other prices, I'll put them up on the screen. It's a very pricey piece of jewelry. Again, in jewelry Facebook groups and Cartier groups, everyone loses their mind over this piece, and people literally fight in comments about whether you should go to Cartier and spend 43,000 euros buying this piece. Like, should you buy it, yes or no? Are you wasting money? You can just take it and they can make something for you, whatever, whatever. Again, I just don't want that. I want the original piece that Cartier originally designed. It's my understanding that this Pave bracelet was because Cartier was seeing that what was happening is people were just buying standard love bracelets, right? And then going aftermarket and getting them iced out and thugged out with other diamonds. So then they introduced this. Obviously, this was years and years and years ago. This has been part of the love bracelet line for years and years and years. So there's this large one, which I have loved for years. Literally, sorry, I keep saying years, but I have loved it for years. I want to talk about it again because I noticed that in the early days of my channel, I would always talk about Cartier, and I haven't recently talked about the brand. So I want to talk more about them because I do want to shop from them basically this year, and I really want to grow my Cartier collection. But I want to focus on things which I want. I don't want to say everything I'm buying from Cartier to you guys, because I feel like sometimes when YouTubers do that, then if they don't, they get called out. Oh, you didn't buy this thing, you said you're gonna buy it. And I don't want to do that. So I'm only gonna mention special pieces. If you see the special pieces, great. If you don't, you don't. So with the Pave love bracelet, I just feel like it's such a beautiful special piece. A lot of people feel like it's too flashy for daytime. I don't believe that. I think you can wear it during the day. I think it has to be your personal style. I feel like if it's your personal style, it's gonna look great. And honestly, most people will think it's fake. Like, because this bracelet is faked with, you know, CZ, you know, it's faked with crystals. I've seen some like decent, you know, fakes that have crystals in them. People will not know that it's real, honestly, unless they know you and they know what you're about. Most people probably think it's fake anyway. I absolutely love this. I think it's a pièce de résistance. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I love everything about it. I have literally loved it for the longest period of time, and I just think it's just an iconic piece of jewelry. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Cartier know that. That's why they did make this thinner version. Let's talk about the thinner version. The thinner version is more stackable. It's very popular on Instagram. Both of them are very popular, but the thinner version, obviously because of the price point. I'm trying to think which currency. The thinner version is like 25,000. I believe that's US dollars. It could be pounds. I don't remember. The thinner version, obviously the price point is great because it's, you know, much cheaper than the Pave one. The thinner one I think is really nice, but again, you know, you have to see if it goes with your style. Does it go with your stack? My views on bracelet stacks is bracelet stacks should be worn by you. It shouldn't be wearing you. And I think a lot of people forget this. Like, they ask people for their opinion. I literally am the queen of bangles and bracelets. Like, I know what would look good on my wrist, but I also know it's mainly about, and I'm not wearing any in this video, but it's mainly about your mood, your style, and whether you like it. Because I feel like if you're passionate about the piece, it's going to look really, really, really good. Whereas I feel like if you're unsure about it, it won't look good. So the thinner one I think is really nice. I think it's so stackable. I think it looks very chic. It's very elegant. I still prefer the larger one, but I'm open-minded to the thinner one. So hopefully when I go traveling in summer, I'll be able to try them on. I didn't really focus on Cartier. My Paris trip was more focused on Big H and Louis Vuitton. But the next time I travel, Cartier is going to be having my full attention. So hopefully I'll be able to try them both on and see which one works for me. I feel like on my my arm and then my wrist here and my hand. This is, by the way, this is my left arm and left hand. I feel like the larger one is more of a statement. I feel like it's just so beautiful and luxurious, and I love it. But I do feel like the thinner one would also look really good on me, and I love them both. I think they're both great. I feel like I probably prefer the more iced out, larger Pave one, but but the thin Pave one, you know, I think is absolutely stunning as well. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Now I would like to also talk to you guys about the Juste en Clou with diamonds. That is another one that I love. I know that they have a thinner Juste en Clou that's really popular, great price point. I'm sure most of you have seen the thinner one. It's got a fantastic price point. The thinner one though, I don't know, I feel like it's maybe a little bit too thin for me. And I like the Juste en Clou with diamonds. I think that one is absolutely beautiful and very, very, very luxurious. Now, these are the main pieces from my Cartier Wish List. Now, I'd like to mention what I'm calling my Cartier wild cards, meaning I need to see it in person in order to put it on the Wish List. I really like them. I think they're very beautiful. I think they look fantastic, but I'm maybe not a little bit sure. Pretty much everything from the Cactus to Cartier line I love, but I feel like I need to try on the rings and the bits and pieces from there. Same thing with the Clash line. I like the Clash line. I didn't in the beginning, but I do like it now. The Clash line was basically like the Chanel 19 for Cartier. They wanted to reach a younger consumer base, so they created the Clash. It was a very successful launch from a few years ago. Cartier don't launch tons and tons and tons of new fine jewelry collections. That's not really their thing. They do very few, but then they work them for many, many, many years. It was a very successful launch. I'm sure you'll see tons of unboxings of the Clash, the whole Clash line, the whole Clash collection of different types of products. I like Clash, but again, I need to try it on in person, whereas the other Grail pieces that I mentioned, I just have loved them for years. I just know that they're going to suit me and I know it's going to work out. Whereas with some of these other things, it's like the Clash line, I'm not sure, and I feel like I would need to try it on in person. Now, before I finish this segment of the video, I want to mention one more thing. After completing the swimming pool project, which was just a massive project and it required a ton of energy, investment, and funds, I feel confident now to mention this. This is something I've always wanted. If you're a member of my Facebook group, you definitely know what I'm talking about. I love high jewelry and I would love to get a Cartier high jewelry piece. Not this year, because I feel like I need to achieve those Grail pieces first. Maybe next year. Now, Cartier high jewelry, I was told basically the lower end is like 95k USD, and then it really goes into like 6 figures depending on the collection, but they're really 6 figures. There was a woman in this one Facebook group who posted a bracelet, and someone asked her like how much was it, and I believe it was from the permanent Panther high jewelry collection, and she said like 190k USD or euros. It was one of the two currencies. So those are like 6-figure jewelry pieces. Now for me, what I would like to do is I'd like to transition my luxury taste into bigger ticket items, but few big ticket items. So for example, throughout the year, I'd like to buy smaller pieces, things that I like, things I want to buy, and to be honest, it doesn't matter how small it is. If it's something that I need, I'll buy it. But then I would ideally like to transition into buying larger big ticket things and larger big ticket luxury things. So the swimming pool refurbishment was actually one of my luxury, like big ticket things that I can say I ticked off of my list, which is a great feeling. Now I would like to get a new luxury car, and then after that I would love the idea of a high jewelry bracelet from Cartier. So obviously from a budgeting point of view, I've already explained they're about 6 figures. Now 6 figures is a nebulous phrase. 6 figures can be really, really high, but it can also be really, really low. Now what I'm going to use as a benchmark, because again I love cars, is like a used Lamborghini. Okay, or a used Ferrari. You can find used Lambos and used Ferraris from different models for 6 figures, in the low six figures. You can absolutely find them with literally 1 or 2 owners, and then you can buy that Ferrari and buy that Lamborghini, whichever model it is. So I would love to put that also on my holy grail list. I feel like I'm ready now, especially after achieving the swimming pool goal. I can't highlight how much that was a lifetime dream of mine. Ever since I was a young child, I always wanted to have a swimming pool, my own one, in my own home, in a home that is mine and that no one can take away from me. That was a great feeling. To have achieved that at 35, to me, is the best feeling in the world. So because I have done that, I now want to focus on those larger luxury big ticket pieces basically. So like I said, a new luxury car. I'm looking at the G63 AMG from Mercedes. I also like the look of the Range Rover Evoque. There's another car I like the look of as well, but I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm not going to mention it for now. And then a high jewelry piece from Cartier. Now you might be like, why Cartier? Well, Cartier is the jeweler of kings. Again, my favorite brand. I love all kinds of high jewelry though. I look at Boucheron's high jewelry all the time to get inspired. Bulgari have got phenomenally beautiful high jewelry as well if you're interested. I feel like high jewelry is just a vibe, it's a mood, it's very different. I like to be different, I like to be unique. I don't want to have things that every single person has. I want to do things my own way. I hope that doesn't make me sound annoying, because I also hate when influencers are like, guys, I'm so different and amazing. So I hope I don't sound annoying, but I just love it, like, and I love their high jewelry. So if I was to get like a high jewelry piece from Cartier today, where would it be? Like, where would it be from? So basically they have like their high jewelry collections. They tend to release one high jewelry collection a year, but they do have a permanent high jewelry line, and that is the classic like Panther line. So those pieces are permanent. So technically, any Cartier boutique in the world, you should technically be able to walk in and say, I'd like to see your Panther high jewelry pieces, and they should be able to show you those pieces because they are permanent. So I'd love to get the low six figures. I'm just putting that out there into the universe, so God can hear me, but I'm also ready to do the work that is necessary as well. So I'd rather kind of focus my budget on bigger ticket luxury things, and then throughout the year, you'll probably see smaller unboxings and smaller things that I'm scoring, like really small. So I'd rather go very small or go very high, and then ideally achieve all of them together. So around the time when I was getting ready to go on the trip, and even a few months before then, you know, we were working on the swimming pool project, my husband and I, but you know, it was really my baby. I was putting a lot of energy, attention, and funds into that project. So that's why I wasn't really shopping and buying other things, because I didn't want to get distracted. But now that I've achieved the swimming pool project, I feel really excited, because I would like to now move into fine jewelry fine jewelry, and God willing, one day, one high jewelry piece. I probably won't be able to achieve the high jewelry piece this year, but I feel like next year, I feel good about it, and I feel like it's something that could come to fruition if I stay dedicated and focused. This is why I was always telling you guys, I don't want to fall down the YouTube rabbit hole of constantly buying bags. And I was getting a little bit worried in autumn last year, because I felt like I was looking at bags that weren't even my style, and I felt like I was feeling like, oh, should I buy that bag, you know? So I do have a confession to make. I thought I liked Van Cleef & Arpels, but I just don't really like VCA, you know? And I feel like that's crazy. That's like saying you don't like Michael Jackson, you know? And by the way, if you don't like Michael Jackson, don't write that in the comments, okay? Because you're gonna get dragged, honey, because you know I love MJ. So I don't know, I just feel like VCA is not my personal style. I feel like I forced myself to like the brand because it was just such a popular brand on social media. I hope no one's angry at me. I just don't really like Van Cleef & Arpels. I did add a bracelet from VCA, and I did film some VCA videos last year, but it was more filming for you guys because I know a lot of you like the brand. I don't really like Van Cleef & Arpels. I don't really like a lot of the things that they make. I'm not gonna force myself to like a brand that I don't. I'm a Cartier girl, you get me? Like, that's who I am. I'm a Cartier girl. Cut me open, I will bleed Cartier red. That's who I am, and I feel like I need to just stand up and say, hi, my name's Kagem, I love Cartier, I don't like Van Cleef & Arpels. Okay, now, I say this, okay, but don't be mad at me one day if I decide to change my mind, but it's just not really my aesthetic, and I want you guys to know I'm like you. I've said it before, I'm not an influencer, I'm just a normal person with a career and a business, and this is just like a hobby and a passion of mine that I do on the side. But I want you to know I'm like you, like sometimes I get influenced. I feel like there was this period of time last year, particularly where everyone was dragging Cartier. And even now, people drag Cartier, people talk S about Cartier, people say all kinds of things about the brand, people say the brand's basic. Let me stop you right there, boo-boo. No, she's not. People say like, oh, everyone has Cartier. Does everyone have Cartier though? I feel like everyone has Van Cleef at the moment. Now, they're both owned by Richemont, so at the end of the day, it's like saying, you know, oh, I don't like that brother, but I like that brother. At the end of the day, they're both owned by the same holding company. I'm just not really big into VCA, and I hope I'm not bashing VCA, because I think VCA's jewelry, particularly that Zodiac collection, by the way, the collection that I liked from VCA, all of you hated. Does anyone remember my Zodiac VCA video? And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, and you guys were like, no, and I was like, wait, I think I like this. So I'm gonna stay true to what I like. Jewelry wise, I think most of you know the other jewelry brands I like, but if you don't, let me quickly tell you others that I like. I like Yoko London, I like Tasaki, both of them do pearls really beautifully. I like Boucheron, I love their fine jewelry. I like Repulsi as well, I like Pomellato, I love Bulgari's jewelry as well. So I feel like that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of fine jewelry I like outside of Cartier. But yeah, it's just VCA is just not really for me. So I'm not gonna force myself to like a brand just because everyone's talking about it on YouTube. So you probably won't be seeing VCA videos from me moving forward. I hope you're not offended. I hope I haven't come across weird. It's just I felt like I was influenced to like the brand, but then I'm like, you know, I did add a VCA bracelet to my wish list, but I felt like I was just being influenced, and then really in the harsh light of day, because I do have a spreadsheet on my laptop where I put all of my wish list purchases and things that I want to buy. But in the harsh light of day, I'm like, I don't actually really like the aesthetics of Van Cleef. Van Cleef is beautiful. It's just not my personal style. So I hope I'm clear about that. But to be very clear, VCA's jewelry is beautiful. The execution of their jewelry is phenomenal. It's just not my style. I love Cartier's I love Cartier's vibrant energy. I love the usage of the Panther. I love the iced out, thugged out pieces from Cartier. Like, I'm gonna be in a rap video. That's who I am. So I feel like I was excited to kind of just get that out there. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I did feel like at one point I was influenced. I'm no longer under the influence, and I'm back to who I've always been, which is a Cartier girl through and through. So I really hope that you've liked this portion of the video. Now, I wanted to move on to my luxury hot topics portion if my phone won't die, because it's literally on 2%. So while I'm looking for this comment, because it was a really great comment that I got the other day that I wanted to react to, I wanted to start off with the first luxury hot topic. And the first luxury hot topic is the So Black 19 is literally people are reselling it already. I think I saw someone on Facebook who's reselling the So Black Chanel 19 for like 8,000 US dollars. I think it was something like 8,200. This person was doing it from their like personal account with their government name, which I thought was completely insane. Like, how comfortable are you doing that when Big C is all over these Facebook groups, honey, trying to find out who's reselling? It was just so disappointing to see that someone had taken a unicorn from someone else and just wants to resell it. Like, it's so disappointing. You guys, you know how I feel about that. I can't stand it. Now, I want to read out an incredible comment, hopefully before my phone dies, and then we will chat about it. This is about the situation at Big H in Paris. This is from Stanley. I've already responded to him, so but I wanted to read out his comments. I thought it was really great. He left this comment on a Big H video of mine from a while ago, and he said, "I'm in Paris as I type this. I scored an appointment today at George Sank today at 2 in the afternoon. I was super excited after trying so many times since last November. I went in asking for a Kelly or a Constance, nothing. The SA came back with a Toolbox 26, which I rejected. I reject that too, okay? I asked for a mini Constance and he came back with a brand new design. I didn't catch the name. I was too disappointed. It looked like a Constance but a very odd compressed H clasp. I guess it looks fine. But what really put me off is the bag is almost 5,000 euros. The strap is cotton and wide. It just looks cheap. So I left without forcing myself to buy anything. I'm heading to Loewe and Celine tomorrow to get their bags instead. I was too caught up lately with the hype and forgot that I actually fell in love with fashion by being inspired by other houses, not Hermes. The fear of missing out just hit too hard, especially on Instagram where you see influencers flaunting new Hermes bags. I was attracted to Hermes because of the history and the allure that the bag will last for a very long time. It can follow me everywhere. I use my Birkin a lot and I'm happy I got it, but I'm not sure if I'm willing to play the Hermes game anymore. So much time wasted. We should start a challenge. You put hashtag buy Hermes and show what we bought from other houses instead of buying, use an expletive there, instead of buying expletive at Hermes in the hope of getting a BKC. Honestly, it's a big wake up call for me. I'd rather spend my 10,000 euros on multiple bags somewhere else. This was a fantastic comment, and that's why I wanted to react to the comment in this video. So Stanley, if you're watching, thank you for leaving that comment. It really got me thinking, and I think you're spot on. Everything that Stanley said here is spot on. By the way, the bag that he was offered, does anyone think it's the Synetic clutch? Thoughts? Because he did say it had a compressed H clasp, maybe a Synetic. There is a Synetic clutch. It looks like a wallet, but it's like a clutch thing. There's also this, I think there's like a Synetic like wallet with a strap. Am I tripping? I think that's what he was offered. I like the Synetic, but if I want Kelly or Constance, I'm also saying no to that offer. I think everything about this comment is facts. I just wanted to get you lot's opinion, what you think of what Stanley said. But I think everything he said is facts. You know, you ask for a Kelly or a Constance, they offer you a toolbox 26. Let me stop you right there. For stage, you need to stop playing, or in this case, George sang. The big Haley says it has a very odd compressed H clasp. I guess it looks fine, 5,000 euros. I think this is the Synetic. God, what is it called? I'm gonna have to now put corrections because some of you are gonna be correcting me in the comments. I think it's one of these Synetic things. The fear of missing out just hit too hard. This is what I'm saying, and for me, it pertains to VCA. There is massive fear of missing out with some of these brands. Like, we feel like, oh my God, we're missing out. Oh my God, like, let's just get it. And then you go to all of this effort to score something, and maybe it's not really worth the effort. I don't think that you should give up, Stanley. I think you should try again. But I wanted to mention something here that he said. He said he'd been trying since November, and he got his appointment in February. Okay, so I really appreciate hearing very truthful, authentic, raw stories like this, because so many of you are constantly sending me influencers videos with, you know, unicorn situations, and it annoys me because not you guys sending, I don't mind you sending me the videos. It annoys me the fact that a lot of influencers don't say how long they have been trying. I've literally seen a very similar point that he was making in the past forum, in Facebook groups, like, hey, you know, I live in Europe, I've been trying every single day for a month, or I've been trying every single day for like a fortnight, and I can't get an appointment. I think that the situation at Big H is as follows. I feel like there's certain times of the year when you go and it's really, really competitive. It sounds like at the moment bags are being released, but it still is quite competitive. I feel like it's always going to be competitive at the moment because the hype for the brand is so big. So to Stanley's point about hype, how do we kind of feed into that? I like Big H, but Big H is not the be all and end all for me. So I feel like it's so important to, like he was noting there about why he fell in love with fashion. It's important to remember why you liked luxury in the first place. Even if you love Big H now, don't just put all of your chips with Big H. Shop from other brands that you love. Everyone has brands that they love. I love Moschino. I don't care what anyone says about Moschino, honey. Moschino is original, vibrant, and unique to me. I love that brand. I don't care if no one likes it. I like it, and I think Moschino is fire. I like Alaya. I think Alaya is fire. I like Gucci. I don't care what anyone says about Gucci, honey. Gucci is that big, okay? And I think it's really important to keep focused on that. When I started this channel, I was inspired by my passion for the Dauphine, and I've always loved Cartier. I've loved Cartier for years and years and years. So it's really important to kind of remember why you like something. Even if Big H is like a cool thing that you ended up liking later, we shouldn't put all of our eggs into one basket. And I think that's something that I want to also do more this year. I think something which I want to just react to that he noted in his comment about seeing influencers with Big H bags. Yes, I know that also I kind of feed into it because I'm always reposting people's like Big H bags on my stories, but that's because I know a lot of you like Big H, so I want to engage with you. I like Big H, honey, But Big H cannot be put on this pedestal. We need to take Big H off her pedestal, and she needs to fight for our attention. The same way Louis Vuitton, Big C, honey, Big LV, Gucci. Big Gucci is actually a good brand name. Okay, Big Gucci, Dior, Bulgari, Cartier. The same way all of them are fighting for our attention, Big H needs to fight for ours as well. You know, I'm always going to talk about Big H because I like the brand. I love their exotics. I actually have an Hermes Exotics video that I have been working on. If you're interested, you let me know if you want me to film that. I love their exotics. So I'm always going to be here for Big H, honey. But he's absolutely right with his whole comment about the influencer thing. And I feel like even for me, the influencer thing also got me. And to a certain, I think at a certain point last year, I wasn't being true to myself. Like, I don't need to have a lot of handbags. That's just not my personal aesthetic. I think you can see my personal aesthetic is like bigger luxury like experiences and big ticket luxury items. So fine jewelry, watches, luxury cars, you know, luxury property. Those are things that I'm super passionate about. I wouldn't necessarily say that handbags are like something I'm super passionate about. In terms of like constantly feeling the need to maybe buy them or have a massive collection. I talk about bags a lot on this channel because that's what I need to do also for my channel. And I think seeing influencers with bags all the time, that does make you feel like, okay, I need to have a lot of bags. Even if that isn't something that is like your personal style. You know, the other day I made my list of designer handbags that I'm gonna buy this year that are not exotic. Once I achieve them, I'm only buying exotics moving forward, with the exception of like maybe 1 or 2 like Chanel or Louis Vuitton seasonal pieces a year. And that's because I was realizing that with every new release, I was feeling like, oh, I should buy this, I should buy this, I should buy this. But it wasn't necessarily like something that I was like really excited about. And that's what I'm saying about influences and fear of missing out. So I hope that like we all can kind of sort of check ourselves at times. I think it's important, even though you like luxury, check yourself. And I'm not saying, oh, be a minimalist and I'm gonna start preaching to you about money. I hate that. And you guys, you know how much I hate that. I love shopping. This is a shopping channel. We're always gonna talk about shopping on here. But stay true to the things that you like and that you're passionate about. I would love to score, you know, Big H bags. I'd love to get Big H exotics, but it's not the pinnacle of fashion to me to score those bags. And I think it's important that you have like other passions in luxury fashion and not just Big H, even if you do love Big H so much, because I feel like the nature of the Big H game makes it very stressful to shop from this brand. Because, you know, I was talking to my husband, I was like, you know, telling him about my plan for summer in terms of Big H. Of course, we have other summer traveling plans that have nothing to do with Big H. But I was like, you know, I'd really like to go to the Big H boutique in Monaco and see if I can get an exotic bag there. Like any exotic bag, like the mini Rouleau Croc, maybe a Kelly Pachet, an ostrich, who knows? I know you're gonna be like, go to Paris, but you know, I'm going to Paris anyway at some point this summer. I will go to Paris, but the situation in Paris is brutal, honey. You need to have a backup plan, sweetheart. And he was like, Monaco sounds fire, but we're not going to Monaco for Big H. By the way, Edwin loves Big H's mug. He loves the mug. So he told me to buy him one as well. So I'm going to be buying him his own mug as well. So I'm going to be buying some more Big H homewares in the next coming weeks. But yeah, you know, he was like, mate, you know, we're going to Monaco, so go to Monaco. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to Monaco just so that you can go into a store and literally, his words, beg for a bag. Facts, you know? So I think it's important to just like remember that. Like remember your passion. So this is my kind of luxury Tony Robbins come to Jesus talk for all of us. Remember your passions. If you love handbags, that's great. You're still welcome here. If you love fine jewelry, that's great. If you love luxury cars, that's great. If you're like me and you like a little bit of everything, you're all welcome here. But we shouldn't be putting Big H on a pedestal. I don't have an issue with playing the game. I'm definitely going to try and go 1-to-1 at some point this year in summer if I'm not successful in Paris. But we shouldn't let it consume us. If you're lucky, that's amazing. If you're not lucky, don't let it like consume you. And I think everything he said there about influencers and fear of missing out is so important. Shop other brands at the same time. Don't put everything on Big H, okay? So I feel like that was like my Tony Robbins, come to Jesus, believe in yourself talk. and I hope, you know, you're all coming to the mountain, okay? And I hope everyone's listening to me. And yes, I have Big H dragging videos coming next week. And I've got some really cool like Big H videos that I'm planning about colors. But what I'm saying is, let's like the brands. We like them, we think they're cool, but Big H needs to fight for the right to have our attention like every other brand. Because we're the clients, we're valuable, and our money is what moves markets, okay, not theirs. So let's just remember that. And it's just a really cool way to, even if you love Big H, don't let your love for Big H go above how you feel about Gucci, go above how you feel about Louis Vuitton, go above how you feel about Chanel. That's why I was telling you guys in my previous video, don't obsess over the artisanship thing that Big H have successfully marketed. There are lots of great artisans out there in different parts of the world. Big H do not own handmade products. They don't. Sorry, they don't. So it's really important, I think, just to shop from a wide range of brands. I completely agree with his whole comment. When I read his comment, I was like, wow, like my heart was like, yeah, like, mate, because I was in Paris, so I know how he feels. Like, I know that feeling, and because there's so many fake unicorn stories, a lot of you are like, well, how come this influencer, you know, got this, and how come she got an appointment and you didn't? Well, guess what? She's an influencer, boo-boo, okay? I'm not an influencer, and I don't want to be one, okay? I want to be me doing my thing. So I hope that, you know, you guys have enjoyed that portion of the video. Hope you like this video, you subscribe to my channel, you hit notifications, and yeah, tell me what you think about everything, what you think about my Cartier wish list, what you think about my luxury hot topics. Just before I go, I'm going to tell you why I'm not shopping at resale from Big H. Number one, I'm not going resale Big H. I'm going to try again in summer. By God's grace, I will be successful. My plan for summer is basically to go to the Parisian stores at some point. I don't know when it's going to be. It really has to be if Edwin wants to go again, because I'm going to need Edwin to like really do a lot more this time. But if it takes to the appointment. By God's grace, I'll be successful and get an appointment. Now, if I don't have an appointment, I have a backup plan. My backup plan is Monaco. Monaco, I've heard, is really, really, really good for Big H. A lot of you, I know you're going to be like, go here, go there. I don't want to go to any other places if I'm not going there anyway for a holiday. So for example, I've got friends in other French towns. I could go visit them, and coincidentally I have two friends in two different French towns that both have Big H boutiques. I can try there as well. But Monaco, I feel like, is my best chance because it's rammed with exotics. Like every person who's been to Monaco, the Monegasque boutique has said it's full of exotics. The Monaco thread of the past forum, so many people have said it's full of exotics. I've literally seen people in Facebook groups saying, if you like croc bags, you like ostrich bags, go to the Monaco boutique. They have lots of exotics. Now, obviously, Monaco is definitely going to be like a maybe 1.5 to 1 situation, maybe even 2 to 1 in exotic pricing. I don't mind doing it for the right exotic piece if I'm unsuccessful in Paris. Ideally, you should be successful in Paris, but Paris isn't a guarantee. And this is what I was saying to you guys, like, with Big H, if you're in a situation like me, a lot of you have told me, again, like, you always say how you're in Africa, but like, I'm in America, but I'm 8-9 hours away from the closest Big H store. So we're basically in the same situation. If you're in my situation, you either go one-to-one somewhere that has a touristy inflow, so that there are lots of tourists who are coming, or you go to Paris and you try your luck there. Now, the good thing, as I said, is the situation in Paris now is warming up a bit. People are getting bags, people are being offered bags. I've noticed, and I was saying this on my Instagram, which you can go follow me below, my luxury Instagram, people are being offered Kellys and all of this. So that's the positive thing about the situation there. The bad thing is, it's not a guarantee. Even the mini Rulli isn't a guarantee. You know, I'd love to get the mini Rulli. I really, really like that bag, and I really like it in croc. That would be my ideal finish, but I do like it in Evercolor. Now, the mini Rulli's like stature at the brand has kind of changed. I'm saying the past like 2 years, the mini Rulli is kind of popping. You always know something's popping when Big H make like a wallet version of that thing. So they have like the Rulli slim wallet now as well. I posted that on my Instagram stories. It was really interesting getting you guys' reaction to the I was gonna call it the mini Constance slim wallet, the Rulli slim wallet. So again, even the mini Rulli is not a guarantee. In some boutiques it requires some spend. In some boutiques it doesn't require spend. I'm not going to kind of like, you know, crush and rack my brains about scoring at Big H. The bottom line is, I will try in summer. if I'm not successful, like I come back from my summer trips, I think I've got like, I don't know how many trips I have slated this year that are left. I think maybe 2, I don't know, depends if everyone wants to travel again. I think I have 2 more trips left. If I'm successful, what I would like to do is basically, obviously ideally get the, the mini Ruli and to get, a BKC. If I can't get the mini Ruli and I can't get the BKC, would I go resell, yes or no? I'm not gonna go resell because I don't feel like those products are worth their resale price. That's just my personal opinion. I cannot agree with buying a Birkin 25 for more than, frankly, for more than $20,000 when I know that $20,000 or $22,000 US dollars, let's say, would get me an ostrich Kelly in the boutique. I just am not really interested in that. And then more importantly, it's really the issue about authenticity. Like for me, I need to get it from the boutique and have that store off. I know a lot of you don't care about that, and let me be clear, if you buy resale, I'm happy for you. I have nothing against that if that's what you want to do. For me, being that I live in Tanzania, I live in Africa, I need to have that store offer to know that that is an authentic Big H piece. So my strategy, as I said, is hopefully travel like in summer. I would love to go to Geneva, as I told you guys before. So I still want to go to Geneva, Switzerland. That's really important to me. Obviously, go to Paris. I would love to try and make it to Monaco. Monaco is just dependent on Edwin. If Edwin wants to go, we will go. If Edwin doesn't want to go, we won't go. There is another location that I also have planned, but I'm not going to say it yet because I don't know if I've gotten the visa. Like I need to get a visa to go to this particular location. If I'm successful and I get a visa to go to that particular location, then I'll try. But the point I'm making is, for me, it's like, it would be great to be successful, but if I'm not successful, it's not the end of the world. There's always next year and I can try again and try again. Until Big H open a boutique in Africa, I will not kind of basically worry. And who knows when Big H will do that. They could do that in 5 years, they could do it in 10 years, they could do it next year. I mean, who knows, do you know what I mean? And that's why I was saying to you guys, liking a multitude of brands is really important, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and just like one brand, particularly if it's Big H, I feel like you'll be setting yourself up for disaster just because there's so many games and shenanigans. So I will let you guys know how I get on with my travels this year. By God's grace, I'll be successful and I'll score at least, I feel like between the mini Ruli and a Birkin, Kelly or Constance, I would like to get one thing. I feel like I'd be really happy with that. It'd be great to get like two out of the BKCs and a mini Ruli. That would be fantastic. But I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not worried. Vacation's not going anywhere, honey. Okay, the Orange Stallion's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere either. For as long as God wants me on this earth, and for as long as you guys want to watch my videos, I will continue to film these videos. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know why resale isn't important to me. I'm just not going to pay those inflated premiums for resale. I just can't bring myself to do it. It's the businesswoman in me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't explain it. I just can't bring myself to do it. I know that for many of you, you have no issue, and I'm happy for you, but BKH have already made their markup in the product, and then a reseller makes a markup in that. On top of that, I can't bring myself to do it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to let you know, my kind of BKH wish list is constantly changing, but right now I would say mini Ruli, like croc. I like the shiny finish. I also like the mini Ruli in Evercolor. I've been really kind of like into the mini Ruli in Evercolor. I don't like the large Ruli. I would not take a large Ruli if it was offered, like the small one. And then obviously the same things as usual, the exotic pieces from Big H. I love them all in terms of the Birkin, the Kelly, and the Constance. And then in terms of the standard leathers, pinks, greens, and the shadow Birkin. So that's kind of where we are. So for me, I don't mind that it's a long odyssey to get the bag. I'm not pressed because vacation's not going anywhere, and I love other houses and other brands. So I just kind of wanted to say, if you're in a similar situation to me, maybe you live in a country with no store, you live very far away from the boutique, or you've been waiting many months for your offer, explore other houses and take it easy, and don't let Big H win. Don't let the horse gallop over you, honey, okay? You gallop over her and you joust her, okay? You guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week in my next video.